Hey guys, how's it going? Welcome to the Weekly Bazaar, part of the You Suck Podcaster Network. A show so good, it makes you want to blow cars up and shit. Hey! I'm your host, Alex Whiteley, and joined with me today are Lucy Orchard and Shane Chebsey. How's it going, guys?
Hey!
Yo!
Shane, you've been a busy bee.
Have I? What have I done? It wasn't me.
I have been listening to some work you've been making lately, and you're a natural on the mic, sir. You're an absolute natural on the mic.
Well, thank you. It's very kind of you. Yeah, I've had a go at doing my own podcast. It's called The Icecast, and it's I know self-promotions at the end, but I'll just get it out of the way now. It's all interviewing comic artists, comic publishers and writers, and I did a pilot episode just to sort of test the airwaves, and I had some nice responses as well. So that's going to be launching properly, sort of probably next week.
I wanted to get it out of the way in the beginning because before I didn't want to forget that one because I did listen to it and I'm thoroughly impressed.
Oh, thank you.
I do genuinely think it's brilliant and it's going to do really well. I got the we will share it on our page. Obviously, I don't want to steal your organic growth. We will share.
I want nothing to do with your organic growth.
I say that last night.
Knocked that out of the park, Lucy.
Yes, very good, very good. All growth is welcome. All growth is welcome.
And Lucy, I know you've had a tough week, but you're here with the team. You're here with the crew. We're going to look after you on this show.
We love you, Lucy.
We do. Yeah.
Yes, and sadly, I lost a pet this week, but this business of show must go on, and I got my brothers here to look after me, and we're going to talk about some very silly stuff. I have a podcast as well, that I do with Sarah Bridgman that I've mentioned before, and you can go in on the analytics and see where your listeners are from.
Ooh.
And I find it absolutely mind-blowing that I'm Welsh, she's Welsh. We have 80% of people listen from England and 20 from Scotland. Not one listener is from Wales.
That is a disgrace.
And yet we have a listener in Nigeria. So we're not quite sure how we're reaching Nigeria before we're reaching Cardiff.
I find that so funny because I've got a lot of family in Ireland. And when I'm releasing stuff and people are like, yeah, I'm listening to your show and stuff, I'm like, are you?
Are you?
Are you really? Look,
I know.
It says I got 3 listens in February.
Yeah, it's bullshit, man. I call bullshit. Yeah, you get that.
Yeah, it's that.
But hello to all our listeners in Nigeria. Please get in touch with the show. Tell us why you love it.
Yeah, but please don't conform to the stereotype and try and get us to part with our account details.
And is another shout out as well if you're a business owner local to either me in Shropshire, Lucy where she is, and you want to come on the show and talk about what you do. If you've got an event coming up and you want us to represent and you want us to be a part of what you do, get in touch as well because we want to do that now we can get out and about. I want to be able to go out and do stuff. Anyway, let's get on with the show. Weekly Bazaar, we're here today to talk about the most bizarre news. Like I said, the show that makes you want to blow shit up. It's like, oh my god, shit's going crazy. And of course this relates to a story that happened early in the week. It's like a video that's gone viral of a woman going up to a black. Did you guys see the video? Did you see the video of this woman?
I watched it this morning actually because I thought what a silly person.
This story seems to be attached to a lot of pages that like pop-up ads and crazy shit. So for some reason you can get this video, but only if you want like 1 million viruses and you want to give your laptop or PC emphysema. You crack on. But this video shows a woman going up to her ex's Land Rover. It is Land Rover by the looks of it, I think. She breaks
it's a Jeep Cherokee. But
is it?
Yeah, according to the story I've got here.
Yes, just reading for it now. Yeah, it's the 8th word. Actually, Alex, pay attention.
Yes, Alex.
It says a woman scorned is nothing to play with, and a Jeep Cherokee owner learned that this week. So we think. On Wednesday, a video began making waves on social media showing a woman dousing the inside of the vehicle with lighting fluid and nearly lighting herself up in the process. That woman has now been identified as 26-year-old Sydney Parham, according to Fox 2 Detroit. This video is insane. I'm going to put a link of this up on our page. You need to check it out. She breaks the window. She literally empties all this shit onto the back seat, goes to light it, and it blows up in her face. It goes BAM!
Why is it that I think that this woman gets 2 points awarded for not using diesel?
Yes, at least she's environmentally considerate.
You know, she did actually get to set on fire. Timings, you know, in comedy, it's all about timing. But the fact is, you know, she could have maybe tried any other type of flame-causing liquid.
Is diesel flammable? Because I know it doesn't explode, but is it actually flammable?
Oh yeah, it's fuel
in the right circumstances. But I know that if you were to say to set fire to something with diesel, it probably wouldn't ignite with a match.
It wouldn't be as fast burning, I don't think.
Yeah, because
no.
I've
never tried.
If you're dedicated to the show, Shane, off you pop.
I'll just go. I've got a diesel car. I'll just go and siphon out some diesel. And,
I mean, it's about commitment. It's about commitment to this show. That's what I'm questioning.
The reason I ask is because I watched 13 Hours at the weekend. It's an amazing film. You should definitely check that film out, by the way. And they burned down this building with diesel, and I was like, hold up. I thought diesel wasn't like that bad, but apparently it burns just a slower.
Well, it's got to be combustible, hasn't it? Otherwise, it can't be a fuel.
Yeah,
in a combustion engine.
That makes sense.
But the thing about diesel, I guess, is that it might be good for burning down buildings because it's slightly sort of a slower burner, so it doesn't burn itself out. So if you sprayed lighter fuel on a building and lit it, the lighter fuel would just burn out straight away. But I'm assuming that diesel is maybe a little bit slower burning, so it gives chance to, you know, actually burn down the building.
So for
all you arsonists out there,
for all our listeners that are looking to set fire to something, if you could not credit us when you're arrested, we are just shooting the breeze. We are not the new anarchist handbook.
Yeah, it's a total guess. I might be completely wrong, and diesel might be absolutely useless for building.
Personally, I would use his really expensive aftershave instead of that.
Well, by the looks of it, Sydney Parham did not use diesel because this thing threw her like backwards off onto the ground to her ass. She's looking like, oh my God, what happened? Like, look on her face. Can I just say,
bless her.
Whilst we were looking for a better version of this story, Shane, you seem to notice that there seem to be a lot of stories about women blowing up ex-boyfriends' cars.
Yeah, because the first time I went onto the link, it was obviously one of those viral links that just causes problems and you have to subscribe. So I put in a search for woman blows up car, in Google, and it's like, they're doing it all the time. What's going on? Is this some sort of like a cult or something where women blow up cars? Because there was about 4 or 5 stories.
There's a lot of women that are using Saint Beyonce and Saint Carrie Underwood as their rules for breaking up, and there are a lot of songs I can think of where you smash their fucking car up.
So I see. That makes sense.
It's a strange world we live in. I mean, I saw a meme the other day where it's make your own bloke for £5, and it had like tall, good-looking, rich, romantic, and I was like, if I made that and was like, I make a woman for £5, nice legs, good titties, you know, good in bed, romantic, I'll probably looked at it in a different light. Do you not?
Yeah, yeah.
Look at my face, Alex.
Yeah, look at Lisa's face, Alex.
If I was to make something like that, you'd be like, what the fuck, Al? Like, don't do this.
I got to be honest, Mrs. Whiteley would probably ask you why you've taken over the kitchen table as well.
Yeah.
I'm thinking of remaking this meme and making it more just to see what happens, because like all the women are going crazy with, oh man, I'd spend more than £5. Oh, and I'm like, okay. But this woman is destroyed a woman. She got arrested, by the way. She got caught, arrested.
Yeah.
And
also, many attributed the act to a Wisconsin woman, Kelly S. Hayes, who was taken into custody for a similar infraction. However, Hayes, according to local outlets and a police report, is alleged to have set her boyfriend's Chevy Impala on fire, not a Jeep Cherokee.
Can you hate
confusion. That? Yeah. Got the wrong psycho car burner.
Yeah.
Who'd have thought that was possible?
In the same place as well. The MPD and the Madison Fire Department responded to a 2,000 block of Greenway Cross late Tuesday afternoon, whatever that's supposed to mean. Great writing, fellas. Following reports of that the parked car, a Chevy Impala, was being engulfed in flames. The police report stated a witness told responding officers that a woman armed with a baseball bat had broken the car's windows prior to dousing it with gas and setting it on fire. Hayes was caught after a witness turned her license plate number into authorities. They used the information to track her down. The car was deemed a total loss. I mean, have you seen this car? It's fucked.
Yeah.
Because that's the important part of this story, isn't it?
Yeah. That car's fucked. I mean, it looks like
the car is definitely ended.
It looks like the bonnet's just melted and just like broken away like a slice of cheese. Like it shows you fiberglass, maybe, I don't know. Yeah, this is bad. I just thought it was a funny video. You guys should check it out. This woman's gets immediate karma for trying to douse this guy's car in flames.
Well, yeah.
So yeah, there's lots going on at the moment. The government have enforced face masks this week. That's what we were being told. It's now a legislation. Apparently, if you don't wear a mask, you're going to get a £100 fine. Have you guys been out and about?
Yep.
Since they've enforced this?
Yeah, I went to I wore a mask sort of on Friday when I went to the petrol station. I mean, I have been wearing masks a little bit, but I've not been sort of strict with it because some of the environments where I live, they're so open that, there's no risk.
Yeah.
But,
Especially,
now
say in my little village, if I walked to the pub, I wouldn't feel like I need to put a mask on because I'm not going to cross anybody's path.
Yeah. You can apply common sense, but obviously now it's been put into law. So I carry a little mask with me everywhere I go.
Bag.
There's one in the car.
And if you go out to go into a shop or a closed environment, pop it on.
Yeah. I've had some funny looks. It's really weird. On Friday, sorry, Alex.
No.
On Friday, I went to the petrol station for the first time and I put my mask on out in the forecourt, filled the car up, went to go in, and a guy came out without a mask on. Almost walked into me and gave me the most filthy look, because I think he just doesn't approve of masks. But obviously in that petrol station, they didn't care. They didn't enforce it. I went in, the girl serving didn't have a mask on, although I know they don't have to. She also gave me she's usually really friendly. I see her sort of every other week when I fill up the car, and she's usually, all right, love, how you doing? Blah, blah, blah. Really, I walked in, she was like, all right, yeah, okay, right.
Well, this is the thing, isn't it? When someone's filled up their car with £40 worth of petrol and you're like, can't serve you without a mask, what are they going to do? They're going to fuck off with the petrol, aren't they?
One thought I did have, though, right, is what if you're a bank robber, right? What are you going to do? Because you're going to go in now all masked up and they're going to go, yeah, what do you want? Withdrawal? He's like, this is robbery. What? We've got a mask on. And they're not going to be able to differentiate between the robbers and the normal people.
Yeah, I mean, I took Timmy into town. It was the day before the legislation took place. It became a thing, and I thought I was doing something good because I gave Timmy a mask. I was like, okay, so you need to put it on, go in the shops and take it off when you come out. And he was really good. He didn't complain once. I did the same. And then I found out the next day, under 11s don't need to. And I was like,
oh.
Well, the germiest of all the children.
Yeah. But the fact is, my 5-year-old had no problem doing it. He didn't complain once.
I do think, from what I can see, like we went to one of the supermarkets and they were handing out single-use disposable masks. And you know how I feel about pollution and littering and stuff like that. And I think we just need to have a big push on people being able to locate and buy the cotton ones. I think if we just put all our resources into making it that people can afford a couple of reusable, one to wear, one to wash, that kind of thing. Really, we're not being asked to take down our railings so we can make bloody munitions out of them. We're not getting rationed on our eggs, sugar, and fabric.
It's so cheap. It's so cheap to get them.
It really is. I mean, I've Annabelle Love, who's Maggie Love's daughter. Shout out to her. She's making masks locally in Shrewsbury, and I thought rather than I did ask her to make a Rick and Morty one. She couldn't do that. She couldn't get the material, but rather than spend money on Amazon, I thought I'd give more money to someone local. And she made me a mask. She's making the wife a mask and making Timmy one. I didn't mean to interrupt you then, but I just thought like make sure if you're going to do this, look for someone local that's making them.
Yeah, that's a nice idea. I like that.
But do you know what? I'm not teaching my son good values, good morals, and common sense just for some prick with like tattoos all over his face, residue of weed, and his feeler trainers to come up to me, look at me, tut, and roll his eyes in my face because I'm showing my son good manners. The news stories at the moment are showing that there is a significant number of people that are failing to comply with the new laws in England. And this is from The Independent, but it's everywhere. It really is everywhere. It says a significant number of shoppers failed to comply with the new laws, making it compulsory to wear face masks in shops in England, which came into force on Friday. The Independent visited 2 large supermarkets and more than a dozen stores in a London shopping centre and found that measures to ensure customers observe the new rule varied considerably from retailer to retail. So obviously BP or wherever it is you go to get your petrol, Shane, is one of them. It says some of the UK's biggest shops and supermarket chains, including Tesco, Sainsbury's and Waitrose, because Waitrose is the biggest in here. Anyway, had said that they would not enforce mask wearing, arguing that this should fall to the police. Now, what do you guys think about that?
Well, it isn't up to the shops to enforce the law, but they can enforce a company policy. They can say to anyone coming in, you please wear a mask or supply them with a mask. That's up to them. And it is the responsible company thing to do to have that rule, I would say, because that rule then conforms with the law. No, they are not under legal obligation to enforce the law, but it would be morally right for them to, have a policy that, goes along with the law. I don't see why they're not doing that. I think it's because they sense it's unpopular. That's why they know it's unpopular, and they're thinking of the bottom line. That's what it is.
Just a sign.
And you get a lot of little shops that there's a lot of little shops that don't have like security guards for shoplifters.
Yeah,
and it's sort of down to the men and women that are working in that shops, which I think is completely unfair. They're there to perform a service. They're not there to act like security guards. And what if you do get a dickhead who wants to be aggressive and I don't know, didn't get enough oxygen in the birth canal, that kind of idiot. But the fact is, I think we are as Brits, we will follow a laminate so well, and our ability to sort of Lord of the Rings tut.
Yeah.
I think it's down to everybody to turn their eye roll and their tuts to Spinal Tap 11 to help the staff. If you see someone giving a member of staff who's on minimum wage, and they're having some guy or woman say, you're taking my human rights by making me, not breathe germy air. I'm not saying like let's make a lynch mob, but help your fellow men and women out.
Yeah, just be supportive of people trying to do the right thing, basically.
Yeah.
I just don't know what's happened to society. A mask used to be the sign of a rebel. It used to be cool to wear a mask. Robin Hood, Sub-Zero. I know all these amazing superheroes. Batman.
Don't forget Batman.
All these people, all these outlaws, all these cool people used to wear masks. Now it's like, no, I'm not wearing a mask.
Yeah,
I'm not doing
it. Because it is the law. Yeah.
It's fucking weird.
I think it comes under the universal heading of you can't tell me what to do, you're not my real mum, which is quite strange when you think, you're watching somebody who's in their 50s do this speech.
Yeah, it is usually people it's my age group, I guess, late 40s, 40s, early 50s, who are behaving in this way. Most younger people I've observed have been really good, even though they, further back in the pandemic were behaving quite irresponsibly. A lot now have taken it on board, and they're realising it's starting to come round to them. First of all, younger people tend to obey the law, but also they're starting to realise that, oh, wait a minute, this could affect my grandmother or my mother, and they're coming round to it now. It's us, it's the older ones that are being dickheads.
Yeah, and that's definitely the perfect example right here. Is a man walks down Oxford Street wearing nothing but a face mask.
This is funny.
This isn't the first. This isn't the first example of this I've seen. Actually, there's been a number of cases of people walking around with just face masks placed over their genitals.
Oh, really? It's a thing, is it?
So it says
do ladies wear 3 then, obviously?
I haven't seen a lady. I've seen a guy, though. I mean, a really old, saggy old guy, and I was kind of like, oh. So this is from the Evening Standard, and it says, shoppers were amused after a man stepped out in central London on Friday wearing only a face mask, perhaps incorrectly interpreting the government's latest coronavirus advice. He made sure to wear a blue covering, but positioned it in the wrong place while walking down Oxford Street. Why are they got to take the long way around? He wore it over his junk. He's got a good body on him, I got to say. Some pedestrians stopped in their tracks to take photos of the man, while others gasped in shock or gaped in shock. I think gasped.
Is it just me that read this and went, Oxford Street, fucking London wankers?
Yeah, it's just so typically London, isn't it?
It's got to be a guy with Jon Snow hair, Jon Snow body.
Jon Snow.
Tattoos, and look at that.
Well, you know what Jon Snow knows.
Yeah, he knows nothing. What do we do to solve a problem like this? Because I
deny them NHS treatment if they get it.
Yeah,
I think you're right. I think there's got to be something that's got to be like a sign in a shop to just be like, if you don't wear a mask, fuck off, Well,
there is a fine of £100 if you don't.
Yeah, no one's going to get that, though. No one.
If the police decide they want to enforce it, they can do. Yeah,
it's down to the police. I don't like, if it's like, just Mildred and Arthur that are running a shop, it's not on them to. No. I'm doing a citizen's arrest.
Yeah, I was going to say we could have a bit of fun, couldn't we? Just do citizens' arrests. That'd be really funny. Just go.
You could have one of those database sort of sites where you sort of see someone. And I used to have a thing for drivers on tour. If we see something that's useful, it was called "See It, Snap It, Share It."
Ah, yeah.
And the best thing is if they're not wearing a mask, you can just take a picture of their face.
Yeah, there you are. No mask. With a date on the picture.
Those face tracking recognition programs, if they can see your face, you get a fine.
Ah.
Okay.
So it can easily be, if people get together, they can easily help the police.
But the thing is, they need to enforce it because when it comes to the Black Lives Matter stuff, the police were out in armies. They were out doing...
they were all over it.
So, we need to see the same reaction to this then. We need to see people getting fines.
Yeah, I think there need to be fines. I think why have it otherwise?
I don't know how to push that sort of thing, especially not on Newsuck. I hope everyone gets fines and you go to jail for the rest of your life. I'm just saying, if the government are gonna sit there and be like, right, this is what we're going to do, then instead of making like Lucy says, the lady who owns a corner shop who's worked there for 50 years doing a citizen's arrest rather than leaving it to her.
Yeah,
put your money in your pocket.
Definitely.
So anyway, let's move on from this to something a bit another story. Lucy, you've got a story for us, haven't you? A really nice story, actually.
All right, because I've got 2 stories. I was trying to work out which one you were going to pick there. This is one of those feel good stories, with Sir Tom raising money and everyone was like, oh. This is nice. So the Cincinnati area airport took a child's beloved stuffed animal for an impromptu tour, reaching many on social media. Staff at the Cincinnati Northern Kentucky International Airport were sending the toy back to Florida on Friday. The airport's Facebook post about the missing plaything reached 1 million people. Because right now, we don't need clickbait that says, oh my God, if you click on this picture, you will not imagine what this actress looks like 50 years after she was young. Or, oh my God, a man bought a house and there was a secret room and then it turns out it was just a room. This was actually a kid lost a toy, and everyone got together. And I did this for my cousin's cousin's children once when I was coming back from Sweden. I bought 2 toys, and I had them in my bag, and I had them on the airplane, and like waiting in the airport. And I remember as we were getting off the plane, I wanted to take a picture of them wearing their seatbelts, and everyone stands up when the plane arrives. And I just turned around and went, guys, can you all just move out of the way, please? I'm trying to take a picture of these toys. And everyone just went, oh yes, I'm so sorry.
Brilliant. Assert yourself there, and everyone just reacts.
And everyone's like, oh, she's taking pictures of stuffed toys wearing seatbelts. Out of the way, people, out of the way, give her room.
Yeah, this is important.
This is important. I think, it's sort of like, is it that Dave Chappelle line? If a child hands you a toy phone, you answer that phone.
Oh, yeah.
Yes. So the family's flight out of the Southern Ohio airport left early in the morning when the day the toy was lost. Doug Ronco, who wins the award for a really American name.
Great name.
Doug Ronco said, I think our son was half asleep when he left Mash Mash, the dog's nickname, at the terminal. So you can tell how young the kid is.
So sweet.
I know. Under normal circumstances, he'd have never forgot him. A judge gave Ronco's son the stuffed Dalmatian on the day he was adopted by the couple.
Oh, that is so sweet.
Oh, that'll do it.
Yeah.
So Ronco said the airport contacted him by email to let the family know the dog was left behind. The times we are in, some people see the humour in something light-hearted. Others people say, is this all you can do, talk about this stupid stuffed animal? I think, yeah. Actually. Yeah.
I'm sorry, I actually got a little bit teary then. That's just so sweet. I just get so involved in stories like this where, you just think of that little kid and how important that toy is to him.
As we've said, I've been feeling quite down recently. So yesterday, I watched a load of those montage videos about people announcing to parents they wanted to be adopted or telling family that they've been adopted. And I blubbed like a little bitch for half of that.
My favourite one's the guys that are like colourblind and they get those glasses and they can see colour for the first time.
I've never seen those.
Have you not? Oh, you've got to check it out. It's really moving. And the ones where they hear for the first time.
Deaf kids hearing for the first time. That's just ridiculous.
You can't help but empathise. I think it's the ultimate test. If you can't feel that, you are a psychopath.
Or
you don't feel anything.
I love these videos of these kids coming out of sensual squalor. Like,
I'm a big fan of the military parents that surprise their kids.
Oh yeah, their reactions are so real, aren't they?
Yeah, when they sort of turn around, they're like, "Oh, that's my dad," and they go, "That's my dad."
Yeah, that pure joy you get from a child that there's nothing else in their reaction other than just joy. It's just such a pleasure to watch, isn't it? I remember watching a video, I don't know if you've seen it, the one with the kid when he's watching the car racing and he's so excited when the cars go by. If you've not seen it, just watch it. His whole body just shudders in joy every time a car goes past. It's incredible to watch. It really is.
There's this thing. It's going to sound really weird, but hang on with me, right? There's this thing that Timmy does to me. He goes into the bedroom. Bearing in mind, we're all 3 of us living in a 1-bedroom apartment, so this is just a spare room in the house. But he'll be like, "I got a surprise for you in the bedroom, Daddy." So I'll go in, and he'll be like, "It's over there. Look behind you." When I walk in behind me, and he like clotheslines me onto the bed and starts play fighting with me. It's a really nice thing that it's just a thing that we do. And because I've been busy editing, I've been out, this, that, and the other. Kaz is working on sofa. He's just dying for attention. And yesterday, all I could hear was, "Daddy, can you help me blow bubbles? Daddy, I've got a surprise from the bedroom. Can you help me do this?" And when I joined in, and I grabbed the thing, started doing bubbles, and when I started lie on the floor and play with it, the look of joy in his face, of just pure like, "Oh my God, we're going to play." It's just so nice. It really is.
Yeah, it's wicked, man. And it's great that you're giving him that time as well, because that is so fucking important, man.
Yeah, it really is. I know that. I know that from when I was young, when I was a boy,
Yeah, it's brilliant.
I feel bad because yesterday there was a meet-up with all his friends from school, and he had to give that up because I was in town doing an interview with Maggie Love and Kaz was working. I feel like that was the guilt. But yeah, that's a nice story. I feel like we do need that in our lives. You're right, guys. You need that kind of
and
release, right?
And the way you can get joy from the joy of others You know,
yeah.
it's nice, isn't it? You know?
And I chose that story for a reason straight after that one, because I struggle with this face mask bullshit. It's driving me crazy. All the Black Lives Matter, the Brexit shit, whatever. So what I tend to do is when I see something like this, I look for a cat video, or I look for a story like this, or a video that makes me smile, because I feel like that is the cure, right? That's the cure.
Just so there's nice stuff going on in the world.
Yeah,
there is nice stuff.
There's no, it's always bad news on the news.
Yeah.
And we've learned. Oh, and finally, is the key word where a news company will do one tiny good news. I swear to God, it was like QI or some other show where they said that actually one day they did just do good news stories because there hadn't been any bad news that day. I mean, we're talking black and white here.
Yeah.
But could we maybe in these unprecedented times? Could we up the and finally section to maybe 2 stories a day?
Yeah,
exactly.
Yeah, definitely. We need to. I mean, the reality is, the media assume that people don't want to hear good news.
We need to increase the value.
Yeah, we want to let the media know that we do want to hear these stories.
Yeah,
they mean something to us. They're important to us.
Speaking of news stories, we are going to change it up. Shane, what have you brought? What have you got here?
Okay, there's one here. If you don't like being in crowded places because of COVID, as we've been talking about, there is somewhere you could go to avoid the crowds.
Go on.
So, a teeny island off the coast of Scotland is appealing for new residents to boost its population, which currently stands at just 32. So, the Isle of Rum. That's a great name. I'm there. It's got the Isle of Rum. That sounds great to me. Has asked anyone who is interested to apply to a number of new houses that are being built in Kinloch, its only village. I mean, for me, this place sounds like heaven. Because you know what? I'm really antisocial and don't like people very much. So, so this sounds like a wonderful place. But it also sounds like the plot to a sort of weird horror movie as well.
It does. I can imagine some weird guy rocking up with like goat's blood all over his face, being like, "All of your firstborn belong to me."
It's funny you mentioned goats, actually, because there are wild goats on the island.
Wild? They're fucking
wild. I just love that. Not rabid, but wild. Those who already live on the island are hoping that young families might be keen on starting a new life on the idyllic isle. Well, it's in Scotland. It's going to be idyllic about 1 week of the year, as they are in desperate need of more kids to take up places in the school. So, there's only I think there's 6 kids there. Leslie Watt, who lives on the island, said we have a population of around 32. Around 32. I think you'd know, wouldn't you?
Yeah, you'd be a little bit more.
It's like, well, there's somebody missing. You'd know, wouldn't you? So they've got 6 children. So the school, I think the school, there's only so many of school age. Yeah, there's only 1 child in nursery and 2 in primary school. So they need more families to fill the school, as well as to be the next generation of islanders. According to information on the Isle of Rum page, which we've got to check out, the island is looking for dynamic individuals or families who are keen to fit into the island way of life and help drive positive change for this young and growing community. I'd be
perfect. I'd be absolutely. I mean, I've proven that you can do comedy online, so I could live in my miserable little cottage and be grumpy all day, and then when it comes to showtime, put the old dongle on, do a bit of jokes, finish the show, turn the internet back off, and go back to sitting in a rocking chair drinking.
Oh, it sounds great, doesn't it? It really does. I'm there with you, Lise, because for me, it would be great because I could just draw all day, do podcasts, do all this stuff that we do online, like you say, and just, So the 4 new eco homes have been built all with affordable rent, according to the Isle of Rum Community Trust, which runs the island. And then it got me thinking, how does the economy work when you've only got 32 people? I mean, everybody has to be employed. You have to have 100% employment, surely. So the 2-bedroom
Oh yeah, great. I'm recording the audio on this. Hello. Right, we're gonna have
For all 6 kids and fish farming.
I
Limited.
missed half of that then because I got kicked out. But about the economy and how that would work. But I'm looking at the island right now on Google Maps, which is probably why I got kicked out of Zoom, because my house you do 2 things at once.
Technology breaks down.
And
you changed position on the screen now as well, Alex, which has confused me.
Oh.
I've now got Lucy next to me on the screen, and you're underneath me.
Do you want to budge over?
Hey.
There is a giant island, mountain right in the middle of this island. So even though it's a big island,
probably a volcano, is it?
The way 2020 is going, yes,
it's going to erupt. Wipe us all out.
I've got a better idea for rum. I feel like all of the All Lives Matter and non-mask wearers should all go and fuck off there, and we'll take in the people of rum. We'll give them their own. We'll find them another island or somewhere else to live. And everybody that's got a problem with face masks, got a problem with Black Lives Matter, and all these things people are whinging about. Off you fuck. Go live in your own little island of rum, yeah. Please do me a favour. I saw a really racist comment on Facebook earlier to one of my friends' pages, and he says Black lives don't matter. Genuinely, it was out there, and I was just like, so I did.
Oh, you go.
I shared the link for this. I was like, off you fuck then. Do us a favour. Genuinely, I already had the link, so I was like, there you go.
That's horrible.
I did the tech for a charity comedy gig 2 nights ago. As you know, I haven't really been in a great mood recently, but I was going to do the tech because I wasn't going to let charity night not go ahead because there was no one able to do the tech. And last minute tech problems, we couldn't do it on the one stream, so we had to move to a different YouTube stream, and we got hit with over 300 racist trolls and comments. And I mean, fuck me, talk about a phone tree. We moved this link 3 minutes before showtime, and they managed to find us and absolutely hammer us. But I mean, we got great figures. So hopefully that means the algorithm for the next one we do will maybe get pushed up. I don't know. But yeah, I mean, as much as I'd like to put them on a little island like that, part of me thinks, no, I want to go on the little island and the rest of them can fuck off.
That's exactly what I was thinking. The island's too good for them. It's a nice place.
What that island's missing is a wall. I'm willing to help build that. That'll be my job. Just me, my tobacco, my little podcast playing on my speaker, and I'll just happily just build a fucking wall.
I know what we should do. I think at some point, I'm semi-serious here. The 3 of us should go on a little trip to that island and do a little documentary about that island.
Oh yeah.
About life on the island. That would be awesome.
If anybody from the Isle of Rum is listening and wants to like to sponsor us for a trip to your island, if you want us to come stay in your house and advertise how great your island is, get in touch. network at gmail.com. Yeah.
The only downside is one of us or 2 of us may not come back.
I know, that's what I was just thinking. It'd be like, it would be get in the car. I don't want to. Get in the car, we're leaving. I don't want
to. Speaking of building walls, Lucy.
Oh, no.
Oh, that's good. That's good.
The segue king.
I mean, yeah, right, okay. I mean, yeah, thanks for this one, guys. So, it's always the Americans that are on about building walls. But no, the Canucks can do just as well. So, according to the Canadian CDC, it's glory holes could be the key to having safe sex during the coronavirus pandemic, at least according to Canada's top health experts. And I could see where they're coming from. Have you seen those hug curtains?
Hug curtains.
Yes.
Hug curtains.
Yes.
So it's sort of think Dexter meets the Crystal Maze. So it's sort of see-through polythene with armholes, and I can go on one side and you can go on the other, and we can have a hug because we're using this big protector. What they're saying is that if you want to have safe sex, stick it through a hole,
Right.
and hope you know the person on the other side receiving it. I think planning has to be involved in this. Don't just find a hole and go for it. Liaise at least.
So it's not a mystery glory hole. It's more of
you don't want a roulette. You don't want a roulette. No.
Yeah, because you might not get COVID, but you might get AIDS.
Or a feeling of shame.
But what kind of guy walks around and be like, oh, there's a hole in this wall? What if I stick my dick in it?
Alex, 80%, I'd say.
I thought that was your answer to Alex's question then.
80%, I'd say, of you boys would see a hole and think,
no.
I thought you were answering with Alex.
He's like, I only put it through the hole. I've got my Shrewsbury biscuit face mask on. Use barriers like walls, e.g. glory holes. So like walls, e.g. glory holes. Give me the other example for a wall that can be used for this. I'm at a loss. I can't think.
I
can't think of another one that allow for sexual contact but prevent close face-to-face contact. Yeah.
I love the suggestions, though. Folks on social media are having a field day, tweeting creative ways to use walls and barriers, even suggesting things like plexiglass shields, like in a grocery store, except for glory holes. Holes in sheets, mail slots. Oh, dangerous. Doggy doors. Is that like cat flaps, but for dogs?
Yeah, I'm assuming.
Donuts.
But donuts. Shit.
Get a little snack for afterwards.
That's just. How is that a barrier? A donut.
I didn't realise my reaction to you saying donuts would be shit off. They're saying, doggy style seems to be also a recommendation, but you're still going to have someone breathing on the back of your neck. So, if you're the person, first looking away.
If you're wearing masks or a shield, you're fine.
I think the way I'm not getting semi-serious here, right? But if I think the thing that might come out of COVID is that people can now look for more meaningful sexual relationships because they will have to become exceptionally familiar with someone before they have sex with them. Maybe that's a good thing.
Yeah, make sure they're in your bubble first.
I just love the way the tumbleweed went across there. It's like, what's this idiot talking about?
Get them in your bubble before you get them in your...
Yeah, whatever. What?
That was a shout out to last week. Hey, we gotta be.
I love the way you just say the things we're all thinking, Alex. It's wonderful.
Yeah, that's my superpower. It's my superpower.
We're all thinking, don't say it, but he says it anyway.
So, guys, I think the conclusion to that one is that glory holes are fun if you plan properly. Don't stick your penis into random holes, guys. Okay?
Yeah.
I take that forward in life for a lot of things.
Yes.
It's a good analogy to apply to just life in general.
Just because you can.
Here at the Weekly Bazaar, we want to teach you, if you are going to set fire to your partner's car, use the correct solvent. If you're going to use a glory hole, liaise. Make sure you know the person on the other side.
Definitely.
Yeah. Definitely. We're running a bit out of time, but I've got this one. Should we?
I think we've got to go to science with Alex. I think that's the only option.
I want to go science with Alex, but I want to just end with this Karen story because we love a good Karen story.
Oh, go on then, mate. That's yours, isn't it? Yeah.
So this story here is about passengers that applauded American Airlines staff for kicking a woman off a flight after she refused to wear a mask. So all these stories about people not wearing masks. Here's one with a bit of justice right here. Jordan Slade. What a guy. Jordan's a unisex name. I don't know if it's a guy.
What a guy.
Anyway, Jordan Slade filmed the moment a woman dubbed a Karen was kicked off an American Airlines flight for refusing to wear a mask on July the 19th. On the flight from Ohio to North Carolina, the woman demanded to be boarded first, argued with the flight attendant, and then refused to wear a mask. What a great way to make an impression to the other 200 people on the plane. When confronted by a passenger, the woman said she had medical condition.
Well, then she should have a card.
Yeah. When the woman was asked to leave, passengers aboard the plane erupted in applause and cheers as she sniped back, "You can clap all you want." Due to the coronavirus crisis, American Airlines adopted a rule for all passengers to wear face mask coverings on board to slow the spread of COVID-19. Now, there is a serious problem in America. So, and nobody's taking it serious, even now, even though there is like genuine crisis. No, they just can't seem to get people to wear the masks and to take it seriously. I was watching a podcast last night where someone was like, I can't go to hospital to go and get help for something I've got because they're going to ask me to wear a mask and I'm not going to wear it. And I was like, whoa, that's the lengths people are going to, but genuinely. Karen.
Karen.
I love the Karen thing. I love it. People are like, no, you shouldn't say that. You shouldn't say that. But I feel like this is justice after years of working at Asda and dealing with a million fucking Karens out there. And I mean, some seriously horrible people. There
have been some debates on the validity of the word Karen used in that way, because it obviously is a derogatory way of sort of grouping people.
Yeah.
But to me, I mean, I what do you think, Lucy? I don't think it's offensive. What are your thoughts?
Right. As a child in school, right, there were slurs that you would call people and people would then tell you off. And then we would deliberately try and find a word similar to it to try and get round it. As humans, we evolve to get away with what we want to get. I mean, the most ingenious part of humans is that we will go so hard and so clever and work together to get around laws to make sure we get what we want.
Oh, yeah.
And I remember some of the slurs when we grew up that were terrible. And then when they were banned by the teachers, we would come up with a new slur that was just as fucking stupid. And unfortunately, Karens are the latest. I think this will blow over and then it'll be a Penelope or a Nigel do you know what I mean?
Yeah. We've all met a few Nigels, haven't we?
Started, I know.
We didn't have COVID-19 in my day. We just got on with things.
It's unfortunate. There are people called Karen that are probably thinking, which is just so Karen of them. But
you don't hear Jacks going, "Oh, I wish people would stop saying Jack the lad."
If you're in Swansea, sweetheart, Jack is actually used to be a slur, and now it's an endearing term.
Yeah, it's
Jack.
Turned around, hasn't it?
Yeah. Because I'm a Taff, and Swansea's a Jacks, so there's something for everyone.
I was well aware.
The story that I love is that the fact everyone's going, she had 3 carry-on bags. No face mask. It's always the bags first. How did she have 3 carry-on bags and no face mask?
That's more important, obviously, the bags thing. Oh, yeah.
These stories are always, accompanied by images of people that don't look well. They don't look well. A lot of these stories are of people that probably been spent a lot of time by themselves or living their own sort of way of life.
I mean, I did feel a little bit sorry when I saw the photos because she does look like she probably has got a medical condition.
Yeah.
But if she's got a medical condition, she would know that there are exemption cards. If she whacked out an exemption card at this point, people would have gone, oh.
Yeah.
The medical condition she's got didn't happen this morning.
Yeah.
She looks a bit old to be a Karen as well,
And I've seen on a local website there are people selling exemption cards for £10.
No, what fake ones like?
Fake ones,
of course.
Oh,
yeah.
And the best thing is, I think they're free to download anyway. You just need to have a reason. So the fact is, you wouldn't even need to have a fake one.
No,
you could get the real ones. But there are people trying to make money out of everything in every.
Of course there are.
I think all the people that are exempt should be branded with a giant E right in their forehead. Oh, you don't need to wear a mask. It's okay. He's got a giant E burned into his forehead. That's fine.
Mate. Oh,
I'm joking, of course.
Jane, he gets a bit dark when we do these early recordings.
He does. I know. We're not doing a morning recording again, man.
No.
I have to edit half of it out.
Yeah. Okay. So well, let's go into science of our. Let's try and call this this mean streak I've got. So okay, this story is great. Me and Shane both agree that this is just. So a UFO sighting across the face of the sun happened a while ago, and this is a perfect cube. You run across the face of the sun, and it was caught. And they, of course, went to the best sources for advice on this, and so they went to UFO hunters, not NASA.
Slightly biased.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, you got to remember, a lot of these guys like do not question the fact that it's a UFO. They're just like, it's a UFO. So they're not skeptics, So the story is presented in a very unskeptical way, which is great. It just feeds our sort of love for UFOs, doesn't it? I mean,
this story, Alex. So right. I was going to say this story is from the Express, so that means it's got to be true. And it reads here: after analysis of images shot by the US-based space agency, NASA's Solar and Heliospheric Observatory (SOHO for short) satellite. Alien life enthusiasts believe they have spotted a huge UFO near the sun, what appears to be a solar anomaly. Sorry, close to the sun's surface. It's claimed by alien life conspiracy theorists to be a UFO of an utmost incomprehensible scale. According to the prominent alien hunter Scott Waring. Waring or Waring? What are we going for?
Waring.
The supposed UFO is at least 10 times the size of the Earth. Earth's radius is 3,958 miles, making the UFO more than 39,580 miles along. Mr. What? Go on, Lucy.
Waring.
Well, the fact is, I'd like to bring you back to the scientific documentary of Father Ted. This cow is large and near. That cow is small and far away. Yes. We don't know how much space debris is in there and how close that debris was to the camera. Sorry to piss on the chips, but if it's got right angles, probably man-made. Would there be man-made stuff floating around in the sky? It's riddled.
Yeah.
Lucy's like, that's not Santa. That's my dad. That's a guy in a beard. Look at this guy. Look, guys, this is the real Santa. These are these toys. There's nothing in these presents. They're just empty. I'm not joking. No, you're right. Absolutely right. And that's what they said. That is probably a bit of space debris or paint. They said it's probably...
Yeah, it could be anything. Could be absolutely anything. But I do love the speculation. The speculation just makes your imagination go wild. Because obviously it looks like the BORG. Which is the coolest thing of all. And also, the one chap said, it may be a special particle from the sun. This cube has a non-reflective black surface like a stealth fighter jet. It absorbs but does not reflect, which is really interesting. The cube spotted, they're saying cube, but as far as I can tell, it's a square. I can't see any evidence that it's three-dimensional, which means it could just be something, flat, floating around. But spotted in the northern hemisphere of our sun is many times bigger than the Earth itself. And there's all sorts of speculation here. I'm not going to read the whole article, but the idea that it's an alien civilization, that the sun has been built by an alien civilization, that it's somehow synthetic, and the Earth is just a byproduct of this alien. And what they're actually using the sun for is an energy source. That's all it is. It's a alien energy source, and the Earth is just a byproduct. And we're that insignificant to them that they don't even care about us.
But you know who ruled? That argued, that human brains are not wired to make sense of these tiny objects. Mr. Oberg. If that's not a Borg in hiding, they thought they were so canny. It is basically that name. If it is the Borg. I've got a list of people for assimilation.
Maybe we've already been assimilated.
I was going to say, actually, two different, versions of the Borg. You've got the right and the left, obviously.
How quickly?
Tory Borg.
How quickly did you two boys say I immediately think of 7 of 9?
Not straight away.
Well, no, because she's constantly on my mind anyway.
She
There's never an off.
There's no waking moment where 7 of 9 is not in my thoughts.
when she turned up in Picard, I was like, oh, baby. I like
she
her
still
now.
looks great.
And I don't
She
usually
still
do
looks
tall blondes either, so that's a new one for me. 7 and 9 was always like.
Yeah, because
It's
it's
all
down
about
to
her
you whether or not
personality.
you get the tall blondes out.
great. For me, it's all about her personality.
Oh,
Yeah.
cockle.
Definitely. She is cool. She is cool.
So guys, check out this story about this this apparent Borg ship. It looks to me like someone's just like hit fucking paint. They're taking this picture and going, just taking a black spot out of it. I don't know, but it's trust the Express to be like, yeah, we spoke to a UFO specialist.
Yeah, in his caravan.
Okay, so the new challenge is, Graham Arnold, we know you're listening. Right, we want you to superimpose a Wheatley Bazaar Borg ship onto the front of Earth, please.
Or
Yes.
Shane getting pegged by 7 and 9. I'm joking.
No, Graham, no. Don't listen to the man.
No, you get banned. You get banned off Facebook.
Resistance is futile.
Brilliant. Now, look, this week I purposely avoided Trump and Kanye West and a lot of negative.
We don't punch down.
No. We talk about the fun stuff, and even though we covered the mask stuff, it all led to a brilliant story at the end there. Karen.
Indeed.
Guys, I know today has been a difficult one for you, Lucy. It's been a schedule change from me on my behalf. But
I had to get up early as well out of my bed. I like a lie-in on a Saturday, I'll have you know.
Yeah, me too. I got terrible insomnia at the moment, really bad. I didn't get to sleep till near 3 o'clock last night. I was like, and the same the night before as well. But I'll tell you who would have been got up early by his family today is Jamie. It says it is his birthday today, but this will be going out a week afterwards. I dropped him a link on a thing on the group already. We're hitting him with gift bombs, and this is what we like to do, by the way. Even though this is going to go out a bit later than Jamie's birthday, which is today, but of course last week while you listen to it. If you see that it's a USUC member's birthday, just hit him with gift, just one after the other. I want to see like 500 like comments on this thing. Ruin their day with just notifications on the phone. That's what we like to do. Have you guys got any announcements to make before we get out of here?
Well, I made mine earlier, so go for it, Lucy.
The Lucy show was cancelled on Tuesday, but it will be back on Tuesday. All normal programming will be put back on. I'm taking some time off. So yeah, just happy birthday, Jamie, and I'd like to dedicate this episode to Tilly, my cat.
Oh,
yeah. Oh, that's nice.
Send Lucy some love, please. Love, not inappropriateness. I'm keeping an eye on you guys. Send Lucy some love, please. No peen. Nobody wants to see that shit. Put it away. Okay. We have got a crazy schedule coming up for What's the Difference. We are booked up now until the midway through September. Actually, fully booked up. We've got an amazing schedule, mainly thanks to our friends at TV Guestbert. They've supplied us with another bunch of great guests. That as we speak, Laura from TV Guestbert is scheduling into our calendar. So thank you very much to those guys. Honestly, I couldn't thank you enough for what you've done for us. It's been amazing. TV Guestbert, you rock. And tonight, which will be again next week. We're going to be speaking to the Cosmic Rays. So Shane, you're going to be on What's the Difference? You looking forward to it?
Yeah, it'd be good. It'd be good to sort of invade another podcast.
It's going to be my attempt to be a bit MTV too. Let's talk about your first single, Fade in the Music.
Oh, come on, Cosmic Rays behind the music.
Yeah,
I like it.
Yeah. Well, our first single was based on REM. I don't know. Guys, you've been awesome. Thank you very much for joining us. This has been the Weekly Bazaar. I've been Alex Whiteley.
I've been Shane Shebsey.
And I've been Lucy Orchard.
And we love you guys. Take it easy. Peace out.
Bye.